The message appears on your screen. Package shipped, tracking number NL48392038847. Expect delivery in 3 to 5 days. You've just purchased 2 kilograms of through Hansa Market, one of the dark web's most trusted platforms. The vendor has 5-star ratings. You used Tor, paid in Bitcoin, and encrypted everything with PGP. You followed every security protocol perfectly. You're completely safe. Except the person who just confirmed your shipment isn't a dealer. It's a detective in the Dutch National High-Tech Crime Unit, and he's adding your information to a database that already contains evidence on 10,000 other criminals. The administrators you trust, sitting in police custody, the secure servers, seized, the anonymous marketplace where you feel untouchable, a honeypot. For 4 weeks in summer 2017, Dutch police didn't just infiltrate one of the world's largest criminal marketplaces, they became it. By 2017, Hansa Market had evolved into a sophisticated criminal enterprise processing millions in cryptocurrency monthly. Vendors maintained professional storefronts with product photos, detailed descriptions, and customer reviews rivaling any legitimate e-commerce site. 5-star ratings for bulk discounts on express shipping guarantees for. The marketplace operated on absolute anonymity principles. Sellers used pseudonyms, buyers paid exclusively in cryptocurrency, and all communications were encrypted. Users believed that following proper security protocols, using Tor, employing PGP encryption, avoiding personal information, made them completely safe from law enforcement. Hansa was processing thousands of transactions daily with tens of thousands of active users. For many vendors, this wasn't a side business. It was their primary income. Professional dealers had abandoned street corners for computer screens, reaching global markets from home. The risk seemed minimal, the profits enormous. Traditional policing methods were useless. You couldn't stake out a physical location or intercept shipments without knowing who to target. The FBI's 2013 Silk Road takedown was hailed as a victory, but within months, dozens of replacement markets emerged. Law enforcement needed a different strategy that would fundamentally undermine user confidence in the entire dark web ecosystem. The servers were in the Netherlands. That single fact changed everything. Dutch authorities had been tracking Hansa Market's digital footprint for months. Unlike many dark web operations distributing infrastructure across multiple jurisdictions, Hansa's administrators made a critical error. Their servers were concentrated in locations the Dutch National High-Tech Crime Unit could reach. In June 2017, the raid was executed. Servers seized, administrators arrested, passwords obtained. Any other agency would have declared victory and shut it down. The Dutch had a different vision. They were going to keep it running. From June 20th to July 20th, 2017, Hansa Market continued operating normally, except it was now a police honeypot. Messages from administrators were actually written by Dutch detectives. Customer service inquiries were handled by law enforcement. The entire criminal enterprise had been replaced with a police operation, and nobody noticed. Police studied how original administrators communicated and mimicked their writing styles perfectly. They responded to vendor disputes, processed escrow releases, and handled technical issues exactly as expected. But they also rewrote the site's code to log everything: passwords in plain text, IP addresses even through Tor, private messages users thought were secure. Every security feature criminals relied on had been quietly gutted. The timing was strategic. Just before Dutch police seized Hansa, American authorities shut down Alphabay, the dark web's largest marketplace. Thousands of displaced users migrated to Hansa Market, walking directly into the police operation. Law enforcement had coordinated perfectly, shut down one market, drive users to the compromised alternative, capture evidence on an unprecedented scale. Over 4 weeks, 27,000 transactions were processed, all documented by police. Dutch detectives were running one of the world's largest distribution networks, and their customers had no idea. Every morning, detectives logged into administrator accounts and handled routine marketplace operations. A vendor disputes an escrow release, police review, and decide. A buyer complains about product quality. Police mediate professionally. Technical issues arise. Police troubleshoot and fix them. They weren't just observers. They were actively managing a criminal enterprise to maintain credibility. A vendor in Germany ships. Police log everything: the transaction, destination, Bitcoin wallet. They track the shipment, coordinate with German authorities. The buyer receives his package and leaves a 5-star review. Police approve it, maintaining the illusion while documenting every crime, building prosecutable cases one transaction at a time. Major suppliers continued operations, completely exposed. Vendors who'd moved hundreds of thousands in didn't realize police now had their entire transaction history, customer lists, and shipping patterns. When they finally arrested one major vendor processing 50 orders weekly, the evidence file was hundreds of pages long, compiled from his own meticulous record-keeping. The intelligence gathered was extraordinary. Police identified major suppliers across Europe and North America. They mapped cryptocurrency financial networks. They intercepted messages revealing other criminal operations, weapons deals, identity theft rings, money laundering schemes. The Hansa operation became a window into the entire dark web criminal underworld. Some evidence was immediately actionable. A vendor ships 10 kilograms of heroin to the United States. Dutch police alert the DEA. Customs intercepts the package, and a controlled delivery is arranged. One Hansa transaction leads to dismantling an entire criminal organization. During those 4 weeks, users suspected nothing. Vendors kept shipping, buyers kept purchasing, forums stayed active. Everyone remained oblivious that law enforcement was documenting everything. July 20th, 2017. Users log into Hansa Market expecting business as usual. Instead, this hidden site has been seized by law enforcement. The notice explained exactly what happened, how long police controlled the site, how many transactions they monitored, how many users they identified. Every person reading realized simultaneously their anonymity was an illusion. Everything they thought was encrypted and secure was logged by police. Dutch police, Europol, and the FBI held coordinated press conferences. The statistics were staggering. Over 10,000 addresses of buyers and sellers identified worldwide. Hundreds of major vendors exposed, millions in transactions documented. This is just the beginning, the Dutch police spokesman announced. Prosecutions will continue for years. Dark web forums exploded with panic. Users who made purchases frantically calculated their exposure. A vendor who shipped 40 packages realized police had every address, every tracking number, every communication. Users destroyed computers, smashed hard drives, wiped systems. The community that felt invincible behind Tor suddenly realized how exposed they'd been. Trust collapsed overnight. Arrests began within hours. Synchronized operations launched across continents, FBI raids in the United States, police operations in the UK, Germany, Canada, Australia. Doors kicked in, computers seized, dealers arrested, all based on evidence they voluntarily provided. A major MDMA supplier in Amsterdam faced printouts of his own messages. Complete transaction history spanning 2 years, customer database, all collected during the operation. Police had evidence of over 200 individual transactions. The case was airtight. Arrests continued for months. The dark web's reputation for safe anonymity was shattered, but the operation also raised legal challenges. Defense attorneys argued entrapment. Police facilitated the very crimes they were prosecuting. Courts in different jurisdictions reached different conclusions, creating legal uncertainty. The Hansa operation fundamentally changed law enforcement's approach to dark web crime. Traditional reactive methods were replaced by proactive infiltration and long-term intelligence gathering. The operation sparked intense debate about law enforcement limits. Civil liberties advocates raised concerns about police facilitating illegal transactions. Legal scholars debated whether evidence from such operations should be admissible. Courts reached varying conclusions. For the dark web community, lasting paranoia set in. Every new marketplace was viewed with suspicion. Was it legitimate or another honeypot? The damage to trust was extensive and persistent. International cooperation was key to success. The operation demonstrated that combating transnational internet crime required unprecedented law enforcement cooperation, leading to stronger partnerships worldwide. However, the criminal ecosystem proved resilient. New markets emerged, albeit cautiously. The fundamental economics, high demand, significant profit, appeal of anonymity, remained unchanged. The Hansa Market operation stands as one of the most sophisticated law enforcement operations in internet history, but it also raised profound questions about surveillance, entrapment, and appropriate limits of law enforcement in digital spaces. Years later, courts are still grappling with legal implications, and ethicists are still debating whether the ends justified the means. The dark web's promise of absolute anonymity was revealed as an illusion, yet the tension between privacy and security remains unresolved.